Hey guys, welcome back to another round of Romans podcast. I'm Dinesh Sagi, joined by Amar. Amar,
Hello.
how's it going?
Hello, how are you? All good, all good.
Not too bad, thank you. We're missing Punk.
Yeah, he's been missing. I think he's having fun wherever he is. Um, I
I hope
suppose
so.
he
Yes.
doesn't. I suppose he does not have to produce any stats there. So I think he's enjoying his time.
yes. Imagine him at the wedding, and then talking about all this players and the stats and everything else, and then the family's reaction. But yeah, no, wherever he is, he's absolutely having a good time, I suppose, at the wedding. But yeah, hopefully he'll join us sooner than later. If not,
Yeah,
we might have to, send for a lookout sooner than later if he keeps missing for
yeah.
another couple of podcasts.
Just for our viewers, it's not his wedding. He's gone to attend a wedding. So
Yeah, it's very important to call that out. Well, Champions Trophy game to India Bangladesh. Obviously, for some of our viewers who are not familiar with what's going on with India's stance in terms of they're playing outside Pakistan. Obviously there's a lot of background to it, political reasons, whatever. We're not going to dwell too much into it, but yes. So fortunately or unfortunately, fortunately, India still sort of play in a condition that they're familiar with, which is Dubai as their home. For the league games, and depending on how India progresses, these games might continue in Dubai. And for some of the Pakistan supporters who always wanted to see the likes of Kohli and Rohit Sharma and some of the superstars come play in India, unfortunately, looks like we haven't sort of got to the stage yet where the Indian board, or I suppose the geographical political reasons, whatever they name it, doesn't allow them to come down and play in Pakistan. But hopefully things improve, and there'd be some sort of bilateral series going forward. Anyway, that's a lot of background in terms of why India is playing in Dubai. But yes, quickly shifting focus onto the India Bangladesh game. Uh, in terms of the expectation, right? Obviously, there's evidence that this game will be critical for the group, because obviously New Zealand already won a game, Pakistan's game behind in terms of their win rate. So the Bangladesh India game kind of gets crucial. Initially, just probably a quick summary of the scorecard. Bangladesh batted first. They managed to score 228 of their quota. They managed to bat 49.4 overs, and then India sort of chased down the target in 46.3. But before we get into the details of the India's batting lineup, uh, quick word on obviously the bowling lineup, and most importantly, apologies, Bangladesh's struggle at the top of the order. They've lost four early wickets. Hassan, who opened the innings with Soumya Sarkar, scored 25. Soumya Sarkar, 0. Nazimul Hussain Shanto, the skipper, is gone for 0 as well. Mehdi Hassan Miraj, who used to be, bowling all rounder, sort of established himself as a pure batsman, now sort of comes up the order. He came in at number 4. He hasn't really contributed much, just a 5 runs from him. And then, their experienced campaigner, Rahim Mushfiqur Rahim, is gone on the first delivery. So that sort of dent Bangladesh chances even to sort of post in any big score. But obviously nothing sort of improved for them. But before we get into the rest of the batsmen, Amar, your thoughts in terms of obviously Bangladesh batting, and how things unfolded for them, especially in the first few overs.
yeah, Bangladesh has come into this tournament with some new faces,
Hmm.
and they are trying to. Their cricket in general is trying to move away from Saqib Al Hassan's era.
Hmm.
I think this is the first time in a long, long time where he is not in an ICC tournament where Bangladesh is playing. So there's a change there. Now, just coming to this match, particularly, um, things were. there were mistakes made right from the start in terms of Bangladesh's approach. Starting from the toss, they won the toss, and I guess they misread the pitch. I think many of the experts, the commentators, also misread the pitch. They thought it will be a good batting wicket, and later on it will become difficult. But that's why they elected to bat first. But when Rohit Sharma was asked at the toss, he said he would like to bat later on because the pitch is a little bit sticky, and later on it becomes easier to bat on, which was spot on. That's how exactly the pitch played out. Straight away, we saw that Bangladesh lost quick wickets. We saw Soumya Sarkar got an inside edging the ball from Mohammad Shami, who was returning after a long injury to an ICC event. And after that, we saw Mehndi Hassan also getting an outside edge, and Gill, I think he took a brilliant catch there. So it was quick wickets which fell. On one hand, Tanzim Hassan, who opened with Soumya Sarkar, he tried to hold on, or put a stand, give a stand on one end. But even when Akshar Patel came on, and what an over to remember that when he came on, he took Tanzim Hassan out, and then the very next ball he took out
Rahim Mushfiqur.
Mushfiqur Rahim, yeah. But yeah, so, and of course that could have been a hat trick over a hat trick for Akshar Patel, but unfortunately Rohit Sharma could not hold on to Jakar Ali's catch. But before that, obviously Harshit Rana was also bowling. He took Nazimul Hussain Shanto, the captain, his wicket. But we'll talk about the bowling later on. What we saw was Bangladesh was in a deep trouble early on, 35 for 5, and very well it could have been 35 for 6 had that catch not been dropped by Rohit Sharma. But then it was a brilliant. What we saw was a brilliant comeback, or I would say, Tauheed Hriday and Jakar Ali, they tried to build the innings, and it looks like that Tauheed Hriday, Tauheed Hriday, who made a brilliant century of 118 balls. It looks like he has got a very good head on his shoulders. He was able to keep his calm. He was able to rotate his strike when the wickets were falling all around him, and he kind of maneuvered the ball really well. Mohammad Shami bowled really well. Rana bowled well, and also Akshar Patel. But Tauheed was able to counter them. In his 100, he hit 6 boundaries and 2 sixes, and rest all his runs were in singles. So he had to play a very patient innings. He had to make sure an innings is built, and that's what is required in an ODI. It's not a T20 where wickets have fallen, but then still you have to go and keep on hitting, otherwise you'll fall short of the runs. But in an ODI settings, you have to be patient. You have to maneuver the ball. You have to take singles. That's what Tauheed Hriday did. And he made sure that Bangladesh had something to defend really. He batted with Jakar Ali. Jakar Ali, obviously he could have been out first ball, but unfortunately for India, his catch was dropped. He supported Tauheed really well, and he and Tauheed produced the highest partnership against India. It was 154 runs. And it looks like Jakar Ali is also a very promising player. Bangladesh have discovered because this is not just the first time he has produced such kind of partnership. Actually, the second highest partnership which Bangladesh produced is also with Jakar Ali.
Sure.
He batted with Mahmudullah against Afghanistan in for a partnership of 150. So the highest is 154
Mhm.
last match, and the previous one was 150. So it looks like he can be a really good long-term player for Bangladesh,
Mhm.
who can help build a partnership, who can dig out Bangladesh if they are in trouble. So all in all, a really good performance from these two players. And then after that, Rishad Hussain, he kind of tried to score quick runs, but all in all, which could have been a really embarrassing score for
Mhm.
Bangladesh, they at least tried and could make 228.
No, absolutely right. Especially when you're 35 for down, and to sort of uh, build a partnership and then score like 220. It definitely boosted their confidence. Yeah, a special mention to Toy for the for his century. He played a brilliant knock. Been very patient. Sort of something we discussed in our previous podcast on the first game. With Pakistan could have potentially done a similar thing on one end, but unfortunately that hasn't happened. But yeah, credit to him and Zach Ali. I wasn't aware of that particular start with Mohammedullah. So it looks like he's a player. Either he wants or likes to get out on the first delivery, and if you give him a chance, he'll make you pay. Is what I've noticed. But yeah, and yeah, important point you made about the drop catch and how we sort of helped Bangladesh sort of build a partnership. And yeah, a catch that will probably stick in the memory for a long time, not just for Indian fans, but personally for Rohit Sharma. And these things can happen, right? Unfortunately, that could have been any day he could have picked that, but it's one of those days where it sort of went against him. Quickly, sort of shifting focus into the bowlers, right? The point you made at the top of the call. Mohammad Shami come back, that long break. We haven't seen him ball since the 2023 final, and then for him to come back into the white ball cricket, Champions Trophy with Bumrah not being around, a lot of pressure on him being the senior bowler, making a comeback after that long layoff, and what a moment to deliver. A couple of stats, right? 10 overs, 5 for 53. His first fifer in a ICC event is what I've heard. And then the second thing and the most important thing is the quickest to get to 200 wickets.
Well, I will have to quickly stop you there, because it's
Mm-hmm.
not first fifer; it is the sixth fifer.
Oh, was it a 6 fifer for Shami in
Yeah,
an ICC event?
yeah.
Okay, sorry, my bad. So that's why
Um,
when I've heard it,
I
I was
think,
like, that can't be right, because the only time we've seen Shami take wickets is in an ICC event. He's like a different breed when it comes to
yeah,
any ICC event. So he probably just takes wickets for fun. And when it comes to white ball cricket and ICC events. So anyway, yeah, thanks for correcting me that. I'm not
no
taking any
worries.
offense this time, but next time I don't like this hammer. But yeah, on a light note, yes. So that's
I hope I'm right. Yeah.
yeah. We'll let
Um,
viewers probably fix that for us.
yeah,
Whoever got it right, just post a name and
yeah. Leave it to viewers. Yes.
yes, this is where we miss Punk. These stats, we need him to validate. But yeah, but yeah, in terms of 200 wickets, is definitely I think it's the second fastest or the fastest is what I've heard, just behind Mitchell
Mhm.
Stark. But the number of innings, I think it makes a difference in terms of how long he's been around and how quickly he managed to get to the stage. So yeah, maybe a word on Shami.
Yeah, I mean, in this tournament when he was coming in, we were very keenly observing him, and also because he was coming back from the injury, and we did see him in the series against England, and he did produce well. The first match was he was a little bit off color initially, and then he came back, but in this match he was spot on. He looked like, as he was as sharp as he has been in any other ICC events. He was bowling a lot of good lines, good lengths. We could also see that he changed his line whenever the batsman would approach. He come up the wicket and then try to hit him. So we see that he bowled loads of cutters as well. I mean, the first, I think Mehndi Hassan, Mehndi Hassan, he walked down the pitch, and Then Shami recognizing that, he bowled wide of the line, and that's pretty. So we can see that he's able to think as quickly as possible, and he's still as sharp as he has been before. So what an amazing cricketer we have! What an amazing bowler we have! We were worried that we are missing uh, Bumrah,
Bumrah.
but then we should never forget that whenever we are playing ICC event, Shami is way above him. So any day, any ICC event, you can just rely on him.
Absolutely right. In terms of start, yeah, just the number of deliveries of the balls that Mohammad Shami took to get 200 wickets is 5126. So that's where he's the quickest. But when it comes to the number of matches, he's second joint. So Mitchell Stark played lesser games to get to 200 wickets, but in terms of the number of balls bowled, it was Mohammad Shami. But yeah, irrespective, he does have a record against his name, which is quickest to 200. But he's second quickest when it comes to number of games, in line with Shakil Mushtaq. Absolutely, what a legend when it comes to ICC events, and hopefully he continues to deliver that way, obviously in rest of the games. Quick word on Harshit Rana, right? Because there's a lot of chat around, Arshdeep Singh being like the opening bowler alongside Shami, but then obviously in Rohit Sharma and Gambhir had other ideas, so they sort of stuck with Harshit Rana, who hasn't done a bad job either, given his debuting in an ICC event as well.
Yeah, that's the thing, that he has been consistent. He has been tried in the England series, following up from the Australia tour, the Border Gavaskar Trophy, where he was tested there in the test, and then he followed on from there, and then again he was given a chance in the England series, and again he performed, taking every time 2 or 3 wickets. He was tried. Now he is brought to Champions Trophy, and first match he has been played ahead of Arshdeep, who has also performed well for India. And for many experts, he is kind of a long-term seamer that India should be looking to play. But Harshit Rana has surprised many people here. He has been performing well. He has been taking wickets up front, and it gives you that fast bowling, or the express fast bowling option, who could hit the wicket, hit the deck. And with pitches like this, you need that kind of a bowler that will hurry the batsman. So it's more looking like a good inclusion now. I mean, initially we were thinking, okay, Arshdeep Singh should be coming in, but it's good to have now that know that there's other option as well. So we do have Harshit Rana and Arshdeep Singh, and we can play either of them, and both gives you the same level of confidence.
Yeah, and this love affair with the 3 wickets sort of continues. 3 in his ODI debut, 3 in his T20 debut, 3 in his Test debut, and now 3 wickets in his ICC debut as well. Sort of like 3 for 31 of his 7.4 overs. But yeah, and Akshar Patel, we shouldn't forget. Obviously, it could have been a hat trick for him. Probably the first spinner for India to ever pick up a hat trick in ICC event. Unfortunately, it hasn't turned out. But kudos to him. In that middle overs, he put some pressure and sort of got those 2 early wickets. 2 for 43.
Yeah, he is coming into this tournament with relatively, I would say, lesser confidence than the previous tournaments. Previously he didn't get as many wickets as he normally gets. He's coming in here now. We have to give credit to Rohit Sharma also here, that when the wickets fell quickly in this match, he brought on Akshar Patel, which was a very good situation to bowl when you're low in confidence, because Rohit recognizes that he might be needing Akshar Patel in future matches as well. So it was good to get his confidence high. Of course, dropping a catch was not in the plan, but that's what he wanted to do, bring confidence back in him. And we can see that that's what he did. He was bowling right lengths, and he was turning the ball as well. So it was a it was a good decision, and we can say that with Jaddu, we have a very good bowling attack, the spin bowling attack there now with Kuldeep Yadav as well.
Absolutely, and Akshar Patel, we've noticed, like, I think what Rohit Sharma does regard him quite high in terms of, like, his bowling, because we've seen this in the T20 World Cup as well last year, where Akshar Patel was sort of the first change in his bowling, like in the first 6 overs of like the innings. So yeah, definitely big things to come for Akshar and his all-round performance, not just bowling but obviously batting and fielding. Quickly, Chase 228, not a big target for someone like India, given their batting lineup, but still it's a massive event, massive occasion. Like you're starting off again a new tournament, different playing conditions. So it was equally important, obviously to India sort of like make a statement. Obviously, Gail, the vice captain, and Rohit, the captain, opening. Obviously, Rohit Sharma managed to score 41 on back of that brilliant century he scored against England in the home series. And then Shubman Gill, looks like nothing can stop him in the ODI setup. Another 100, 101 of 129. But yeah, maybe a quick word on the opening stand and obviously, especially Gill's innings.
Yeah, what an innings! And with 228, 229, the target, you would have imagined that playing against Bangladesh, it would be walk in the park, is a piece of cake, but it didn't turn out to be that way. We thought that it would be, because we are used to T20 cricket now, and you can see that where batsmen when get going, you can just straight away get the runs quickly. But this is a reminder, and also New Zealand match against Pakistan as well. Those matches, this was the second game. The both matches are a reminder what an ODI setup is, how different it is from T20, and you need to build your innings no matter it is T20 or 321, 228 or 321. It doesn't matter. You still have to build an innings because the opposition will get you if you don't. So in this one, when relatively the runs were less than the first match of Champions Trophy, because the wicket was also, when Rohit Sharma also mentioned early that the wicket was sticky a little bit, so he wanted to get on with the chase straight away. But what we saw was pitch playing up a little bit, and Mustafizur bowled really well, in the first over, and we saw causing, Rohit Sharma was troubled by him. He missed, many times in that first over, but then he realized that is, he cannot be bogged down. He has we have seen this in the previous series as well against England, and also in the World Cup, although it was the T20, and before that the 50 over World Cup as well. What has worked for him is going after the bowler. So he decided that he will go after Mustafizur, and in his third over he took an attack to him. So, and he started playing all shots around the wicket. We saw him hitting fours, he placing the ball. A couple of them were edges, but also because he was trying on this pitch, it was a tricky pitch, it was sticking a little bit. He could get runs. If he had not tried that, if he had bogged down, then probably it could have been a different story. It could have been, he could have edged it or hit up on the air, and he could have got out. But it did happen. Very good start with Gill and him up front. Brilliant partnership. We have seen that time and time again. This Gill and Rohit partnership, opening pair, has been really successful for India. Altogether, they have in ODIs they have opened 26 times now and scored 1,868 runs at an average of 74.72. So that is something. I mean, following up from Rohit's partnership, opening partnership from Mr. Gabbar, This is kind of going in that direction. So it is a very successful opening partnership. Now, this partnership also these two batsmen also complement each other really well. Rohit Sharma goes to attack the batsmen attack the bowlers early on. He disrupts their line and length. He like to boss the innings, boss the start, and that helps Gill as well. Gill is not a straightaway starter. He takes 5-6 balls. He takes couple of overs, and that is his game. He likes to nudge around. He likes to, obviously he plays his drives, and he plays his short arm jabs, and that's the way he plays. But he is not an upfront starter. It takes time, and he rotates strikes, and so these two gel with each other. Talking about Gill himself, what a brilliant form he is in. He is just coming from a brilliant performance in the previous series against England. In the last match, he made a century. Before that, he was about to make a century, but then there were few runs left, and Pandya, Hardik Pandya came, and he said, you don't need to get things nervous. Either you hit it or I hit the winnings run. So he tried. Gill tried, but he failed. Very, very close. But the last game of the England series, he scored a century, and this is straight away after that. He's coming to Champions Trophy with a brilliant form, and he shows what a brilliant ODI player he is. 101 not out. He saw the innings through and took India in that tricky pitch to a brilliant victory in the first match of Champions Trophy for India and of course Bangladesh. Now the way he played was, initially he took on I think Tuskin. Straight away he scored a boundary of I think over the covers. And then when he saw that, because that time Rohit Sharma was kind of feeling not at the right place, because he has faced played and missed many Mustafizur deliveries. But then when Rohit Sharma started hitting, Gill recognized that. He took a back seat. He started nudging the ball around. He was finding the gaps, taking twos or ones, and made sure that the scoreboard kept ticking, in the sense that he's not he's not blocking one end. He's rotating the strike, but on the other end, Rohit Sharma was hitting boundaries. So we saw that was the approach. But when Rohit Sharma got out, and he realized that there was a need to build innings as well, because he wanted to take the innings, so he wanted to make winning, to take India to a winning position. And he batted with Virat Kohli, but Virat Kohli also fell to Rishad Hussain. He wanted to square cut him, but then ball took he was not a clean hit, flew to gully, and then a brilliant catch was taken. So Virat Kohli fell for 22. But then he built, Shubman Gill, he built an innings, an ODI innings in the middle overs. It was very easy on the eye, but it looked like he was easy for him as well. He just nudged the ball and take a single, and it looked like in the end he never even broke a sweat doing that. So what a masterclass innings, and what a beautiful innings. And this time he got to the century.
Absolutely, fortunately, they promoted KL Rahul up the order ahead of Pandya, so that sort of helped Gill's case as well in terms of scoring the century. But like you pointed out, right? I think he's sort of the perfect ODI player. Likes to buy his time, take singles, build a partnership, get into the game, and then sort of accelerate, because he scored some a couple of sixes, and I remember seeing one of them while I was catching up some highlights, where he sort of picked the ball into deep mid wicket, and Rohit was on the other end. He just went, wow, that was some clean hits from Gill. Absolutely, he's a star already, and he's going to be the value add for India in the ODIs, and especially for this Champions Trophy. Little started in between. Obviously, Virat Kohli really couldn't get to a lot of runs. He was destined to make his 14,000 yesterday. Unfortunately, he was short by 15. But let's not forget, Rohit Sharma managed to get to his 11,000, which obviously, kudos to the skipper. And then Iyer, had a reasonably good tournament against England. He was like, accelerating, like, scoring quick runs. Didn't have a good game yesterday. Akshar Patel again, was sent in ahead of KL Rahul. Only managed 8 runs. And then, KL Rahul, very, very important innings for him. Obviously, Rod been said about him recently. We still know what a good player he is and his technique and everything. 41 of 47 deliveries, 1 4 and 2 6s, and sort of stayed with the Gill, helped Gill get to his instant and also sort of close out the game as well. Maybe a quick word on KL Rahul, the batter.
Yeah, I mean, in this tournament, we have been talking about his inclusion in the team and Pant's exclusion. So I mean, he has to come in, and this was kind of this innings of his, and when he got to bat, kind of showed that where what the management was thinking. This was the perfect opportunity for him to show that these are the scenarios where India could face such situations, and that's where KL Rahul would shine and would save India. Where the pitches are tricky, when India needed to build an innings and finish the game, not say a run rate of 8 or 10 is required, but when you need to carry to the end, team to the end, that's when KL Rahul batting performance would be needed, and this was a perfect opportunity, and he took that on. But he was also lucky.
I think
Bangladesh couldn't finish.
Dropped
Yeah,
him.
Jacker Ali dropped him. I mean, obviously he helped in Jacker Ali helped in getting Bangladesh to 28 as well. But he also dropped. On the other hand, Rahul, there could be a slight chance. But then there were 2 runouts which Bangladesh missed of KL Rahul. So he got 3 chances. But it's good to see him getting 41 runs. You need that confidence. Now we know that he's a preferred wicket keeper. He's ahead of Pant. That's what Gambhir said up front, that he will be playing every time. So we needed that from Rahul. We need to give him that confidence as well. So it's good for India and good for the tournament going ahead.
Absolutely. Again, from the Bangladesh bowling point of view, a couple of really good spells. One from Taskin Ahmad, 9 overs, 36 runs, 1 wicket. He's been around for a bit, but finally, he's sort of taken the ownership. Mustafizur Rahman, like you pointed out, right? He started really well. He troubled Rohit Sharma, but I couldn't really make the breakthroughs at the top of the order that could have probably helped Bangladesh's cause. And then a couple of wickets for Rishad Hossain, the leg spinner, who again somehow managed to get Virat Kohli. So his struggles with the leg spin seems to continue. But yeah, that's pretty much what we had from the India-Bangladesh game. Before we sort of close out, today's cast, one of the things, obviously, like we spoke in a previous podcast, Pakistan playing India in the next game, and then New Zealand and Bangladesh. So firstly, it's India-Pakistan on the Sunday, the big game. Everyone talks about it. There's a lot of expectations. So from an India point of view, is there anything you would like to change either in the batting or the bowling order?
I think India has a well-balanced playing 11 that we have seen in this Bangladesh against Bangladesh, and I think same players will play. I don't think there will be any change. You have a fast bowling option. I mean, there could be an argument about Arshdeep Singh coming in because he's a swing bowler, and we have seen that Pakistan batsmen up front, he can be troubled with that as well. But then Harshit Rana, you have that fast bowling option. So it can be either ways. I mean, Harshit, I've always said that a player who has an experience maybe of one game even is much better than bringing in a new player. Harshit Rana has bowled in one match now in Dubai, and he has the game experience of one game. So I would still play him. I will see how he goes. But other than batsmen, the other pace bowlers, and also the spinners all look in good place, good space. So I think Virat Kohli again against Pakistan might be the one to watch. And of course, up front, Rohit Sharma will try to give that start where he always tried to give, and of course, Gill will continue his form. So I don't see any changes.
Okay, fair enough. Well, on that note, let's see how things unfold over the next couple of days. Obviously, the next few games coming up in the Champions Trophy, something we're going to continue to capture on our podcast is obviously the game that concluded earlier today between South Africa and Afghanistan. South Africa won the game by 107 runs. And then the next couple of crucial games coming up on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday we have the big Australia-England ODI, and then on Sunday we have the big one to look out for the India-Pakistan. And then, we'll see how things unfold. But yeah, for our viewers, thank you very much again for your time. Hopefully, we'll have Punk back, with the cast as soon as possible once he sort of, managed to just to take a break from his personal trip. But yeah, we look forward to your feedback, comments. Again, it's our personal opinions. It's all in good spirit. Anything you would like to share in terms of feedback, comments, feel free to do so. Until then, thank you. Have a good night.
Good night.
Cheers, Amar.
See you.